Welcome to a condensed edition of episode 7 of Bando's Breakdown. This is not your traditional episode at all. We're going to do what we like to call some mini shorts because yours truly is a little bit busy this week with other things going on outside of the network. So starting out with the big overarching story of the week is what the heck is going on with UFC 303. It was revealed late Sunday night, early Monday morning that the highly anticipated UFC 303 press conference, which was going to be taking place from Dublin, Ireland at the 3 Arena, the same arena where Conor McGregor knocked out Diego Brandao in July of 2014. That press conference did not occur on Monday morning stateside, as he was going to be opposite Michael Chandler in front of 10,000 mostly Irish fans. So that news comes out. Conor McGregor puts out a tweet apologizing in air quotes to his fans, but not really explaining a reason. There's no real reason as to why this press conference was postponed. People have already started to figure out by now that the ESPN Plus platform, which is where all the UFC events are distributed, even in the United States, for the pay-per-views, the promotion of the event was taken down. You can no longer pre-purchase UFC 303. It was revealed during the UFC 302 pay-per-view that it was going to be $10 off if you purchased it by June 24th. That is no longer the case. At the time that I am recording this, which is Tuesday, June 4th, the fight has not been postponed. The fight is still on, but there has been no news and no notes from the UFC whatsoever about what the heck is going on. So stay tuned for more UFC 303, Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler. The fight that people have waited over a year and a half to see could very well be in jeopardy, as we are under 3 weeks away from International Fight Week in Las Vegas, which goes from June 24th all the way to June 30th, culminating with UFC 303. So stay tuned on this show. Stay tuned on the MMA Outsiders for more. Sticking with the major sports theme, we're going to move back to the 4 major sports here. The NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup Final are going to be commencing this week, with the NBA Finals beginning on June 6th. As we all know, it's the Boston Celtics versus the Dallas Mavericks. And then, of course, in the Stanley Cup Final, it'll be the Edmonton Oilers versus the Florida Panthers. Florida looking for back-to-back Stanley Cup championships. Starting with the NBA Finals, this is going to be a great series. As we know, Porzingis is back, which is a super positive sign if you're a Boston Celtics fan. But to me, that series is going to come down to Luka Doncic versus the combination of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I think it's going to be a 3-point slugfest between those two. Whoever can score 100-plus points a game is probably going to win most, if not every game of the series. And I just think the Boston Celtics are a little bit of a better team. They've been on the collision course all year long, and I would love to see what the heck happens in that series, and especially if Dallas can steal a couple of games in Boston, it should be awesome. We're going to take the Celtics in 6 games here, but I think this is going to be one of the best NBA Finals in recent memory. But on the other side of things with the Stanley Cup Finals, I'm taking the Edmonton Oilers to win their first Stanley Cup since the mid-90s. I think that Connor McDavid is the real deal. I think he is a breakout Stanley Cup Final with a couple of game-winning goals in this series. Florida has a lot of veteran momentum, a huge veteran presence, but I think for the sake of Canada, for the sake of the Edmonton Oilers fans, the NHL would love nothing more than seeing one of their poster boys win the Stanley Cup. So give me the Oilers in 7 over the Florida Panthers. The inaugural UFL season is almost over. It is conference championship weekend. We have a lot of exciting stuff to get to there. Of course, on the USFL side, we've got the Michigan Panthers taking on the Birmingham Stallions. That should be an absolute slugfest. The Stallions are the best team in the USFL, so that'll be very interesting. And then, of course, the St. Louis Battlehawks, the feel-good story. This team just continues to find ways to win in pretty much every sense of the word, even needing a missed field goal over the weekend to eke out a huge win in their final regular season game. So there's a lot to be excited about. There's a lot to be excited about when it comes to these 2 games. Obviously, the Brahmas and the Battlehawks. This is a rematch of last week's game, which saw the Battlehawks edged the San Antonio Brahmas 13-12, and of course we had the Birmingham Stallions beating the Michigan Panthers 20-19, and what was another instant classic in itself. I'm going to be picking the St. Louis Battlehawks to go to the championship. They're going to beat San Antonio again, and I think Birmingham, the best team in the entire league by far, is going to advance to the championship. It's going to be an absolute shootout. I'm picking Birmingham to win the whole thing, but I think both of these games have a lot of excitement to them. There's talent on both sides of the ball for all four. And it should be a very, very fun and thrilling conclusion to the first ever USFL season. So give me Birmingham over St. Louis in the title game in Missouri.